Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. And today we are in Strangerville building some kind of cool chic bunker home out here in the desert, and we're like right next to the trailer park. So I thought it was kind of a funny juxtaposition of price ranges for homes, but I don't know, I thought it was really fun. So I really kind of just had this vision of a half circle house, like a bunker style house, but I wanted it to be very fancy. I really wanted to use these huge windows from Moschino stuff because I love them and I don't get to use them very often. And I thought they would look perfect for a home such as this one. The shape took me a second to really get on point because I wanted it to be rounded, but I didn't want it to be like an oval. I kind of wanted a little bit of a swoop to the roof texture. But once I finally got that shape down, it was pretty simple. It came together really easily, and I used the base game kind of sheet metal roof texture, and then the trim is from Businesses and Hobbies. Also use these Greenhouse Haven windows and doors, and for the back I use the Desert Luxe kind of swished open door. I don't even know what that's called. I guess it's like an accordion style door in the back because there is going to be a tiny little back patio. There's enough space back there for a few Sims to hang out. There's a little yoga space, but I'll get to that in a little bit. There's also a very large basement because that is where the main bedroom is. There's only one bedroom and one bedroom and two baths in this home. There's one downstairs near the bedroom, and then there's another one upstairs on the main kitchen floor is what I'm going to call it, because the first floor has the kitchen, the bathroom, dining table, little coffee nook, etc. And then the upstairs has kind of a movie theater vibe, which I thought was really fun. And then down here is the one bedroom, one bath, and also a little home gym. I thought that was fun to have. And the hallway ends up being kind of an office space as well. There's a desk with a computer and such. But I'm getting very, very, very far ahead of myself because I took the time to build this over the last couple days, and I was kind of putting off the voiceover. So now I'm catching back up and I rewatched the footage. So now I know what's here already. But upstairs, I decided to start, and I put up these curtains from Desert Luxe because I really enjoy those. They just work in so many different spaces. And then I really wanted to use this modular couch from Dream Home Decorator, but I didn't like the rounded curved pieces on the edges after a while. So I did change it to just this straight square sectional couch situation, and I went with all black just because it's very chic. It's very, hip, I guess, but I thought it was fun. And I also doubled up on these little coffee tables from Desert Luxe in here, adds a little bit of earthiness to the space. And of course the enormous TV in here from the Casanova Cave kit, the Don Lothario kit, if you will. I do end up getting rid of these big windows in the back, but I don't know when. And I do end up putting like a door there because I want some access to the back. Here it is, to the back deck space overlooking the lower patio space. I kind of wanted people to be able to hang out upstairs or downstairs. And then we are in the kitchen space, and I use the Home Chef Hustle counters and the appliances as well. And I just really enjoy, the gold accents on the countertops and on the appliances. So kind of wanted to bring that kind of gold fanciness into the space. And then I also made a little coffee bar over here off to the side because I thought that was fun. And I used the big cabinet piece that's like a pantry off to the side, and eventually I add a kettle over there so that your sim can make tea or coffee or hot cocoa or whatever they want. And then I was really struggling with these upper head cabinets for a while, so you'll see they kind of go all along the wall and they follow the whole downstairs wall, but eventually I just get rid of most of the upper cabinets because I didn't like how they were clipping together in the corner, and I really didn't want to use the little corner shelf thing, but there's no other option unless you squish the upper head cabinets together, and then you get clipping, and I just drove me nuts. So that is how we framed out the kitchen. I have not put down any wallpaper or flooring yet because I was kind of in between ideas. But here in the bathroom, I did use a lot of Spa Day for the toilet and sink, and also pulled out this window from the Happy Birthday update we had a few months ago, and then this new mirror from the Grange Mudroom kit. I really enjoy that in here as well. Played around with the different swatches of this shower from Growing Together, and then I decided to take a little break and venture outside because I was hitting a bit of a block. I've been hitting a lot of those lately. There's a lot going on in real life, so the creativity block is very real. Not being able to speak properly is also very real. And I really don't want to edit this voiceover too much because I honestly just don't have the energy after parenting 2 children all day and worrying about stuff I can't control. So we're just going to roll with it. If I mess up, I mess up, but it's okay. And we also have a lot of lavender and these purple flowers going outside because I wanted to try to replicate a lot of the surrounding area of this world. I also decided to add a chimney stack and a little awning up here. This one's from Eco Lifestyle. I thought it looked really nice just on the outside of the home. I think it kind of brings it all together. You have some like earthy tones, but also some industrial tones, and it looks like it's well kept. Then on the inside, we are breaking out these new curtains from Businesses and Hobbies in the very black swatch because, again, trying to keep the sleekness here. And then this newer tile backsplash for the kitchen that came with an update not too long ago. And then also this money trash can that came with an update not too long ago, and the flooring as well that came with a free base game update. I really enjoy it. I was just trying to kind of keep as much base game as I possibly could, although you know me, I can't help myself when it comes to packs. Also use the rug from the Grange Mudroom kit underneath the dining table, which I believe comes from Seasons. And then I went with this green wall texture for a while, but I changed it to this floral swatch that came with Lovestruck instead because I thought it brought a little bit more pattern and brightness to the room, but it's still kind of moody and dark, which is something I wanted to maintain. And then I also threw in a bunch of kitchen clutter stuff. So we have the fruit basket hanging on the wall, and then later on I'll be adding more clutter to that. And then the light above the kitchen is from Growing Together. In the bathroom, it's a very brown and beige kind of color scheme with black accents. I actually don't think I have any gold in here because I was trying to go for the black and gold, but it just didn't work with the Spa Day toilet and sink. So I just went kind of black, silver, and brown. I think it was a little different. Also threw in, of course, my favorite bathroom clutter stuff, the toilet paper, the plunger, the soap pump, the toothpaste holder, all that stuff. And then I also put a little shelf right above the toilet for placing little doodads like face lotion and toilet paper, extra toilet paper rolls, and a candle, because obviously this toilet, there is no back of the toilet that you can slot any toilet paper to, and I love doing that because it's very realistic to me. I also added a little bath mat in front of the shower, and then I replaced the light with my very standard bathroom light that I always use. Over here on the wall going down to the basement, I have a little light, and later on I end up adding a piece of artwork there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll get there in a minute. Also put down the new flooring from Grange Mudroom is outside for the back patio. Up here we have a very moody black wallpaper from, I believe it was from the Bistro kit. I really enjoy that because it has a gold trim on it. And then up here I just set up the coffee tables with a beautiful flower arrangement from Life and Death, and then the tray of candles and such that I think came with, I don't remember if it's Dream Home Decorator or Movie Hangout stuff. I'm not 100% sure, but we have some movie posters on the back of the wall there because I think that this sim really enjoys watching movies. I don't know what industry she's in. My playtester sim didn't have a job, obviously, but you could probably put them in the entertainer career, or maybe they're like entertainer career adjacent. Maybe they are in like video production. Maybe they work mostly on online productions. I'm not sure. But I really tried to keep a sleek look to this. So there's like some drinks in the cabinets, and then there's a video game controller and some vintage games. There's plants, and also this lovely decanter and fancy little nectar bottle up here on this upper cabinet. And I was playing around with trying to use, placing objects and then moving them with move objects to get where I wanted. That is the finished product of that cabinet. And then out here we have our lights going on the outer upper deck, and also a lovely couch that kind of looks a little weathered, so I thought it worked well. That one came with Businesses and Hobbies as well, and a little lemon tree out here, which I think was from Riviera Retreat. Remember how I said I tried to use a lot of only base game? Apparently I lied. Well, now we're in the bathroom and downstairs, and I did try to incorporate more gold into this one. So I used the same shower, just in a different swatch with more gold, and then the countertops are the same as the kitchen. The mirror is from Lovestruck, and I thought that that worked really well. So I did try to, do both variations of bathroom, if you know what I mean, because I was trying to kind of channel that when I was building. And then when I was playtesting, my sim had no problem getting around. There was like one little issue with the computer desk, but I ended up fixing it. I just had to move like one little thing that I had used move objects on to place, because she didn't think she could sit down, but whatever. We fixed it. Sims don't know. They don't know better than us, that's for sure. And then here I used the wallpaper from, I believe that's from Realm of Magic. I just like that it had the gold in it and the black and the gray. It's very sleek. Same bathroom light. And then I also added this lovely hanging plant on the wall. And I think I also broke out the wall decoration from Grange Mudroom and I put it right above the toilet there. And then I have the same black mat from Bathroom Clutter. And of course, a little hand towel over here on the wall in the black and gold swatch because, again, trying to keep the theme going. Over here in the bedroom, I do end up making it bigger later, but I placed the bed from Businesses and Hobbies as well. It's really, really pretty. I love the pink, so we'll get back to that shortly. But we are back in the kitchen and we're going to break out all of our kitchen clutter stuff. We have our utensil holder and the spices and the knife block and also this bag of groceries. And then I have a little tablet for recipes and whatnot. Beautiful picture above the fridge. I forget which one I picked. Oh, the wine and the wine glass. So that makes sense. And then a little selection of herbs on the table. I also placed a laptop here in case the sim wants to do some work at the dining room table versus in her basement hallway thing. And then I also added this little set of mugs next to the kettle, and I just used Move Objects to get it there. It does work perfectly fine. My sim had no problem using it. Here's our artwork of, I guess, a scotch glass underneath that light that I was talking about. We also have the cutting board behind the knife block in the kitchen, and then we're downstairs working on our home gym. I did make sure to put a TV up because I know my Sims like to watch TV while they're running on the treadmill or using the weight machine. And then I use this kind of tile matte flooring that just looks like gym floor to me. And I love the wallpaper from Dream Home Decorator, these many, many triangles. I don't know, just it made sense to me for a gym. It's like very energetic, you know. Also placed from Everyday Clutter this little selection of like a water bottle and weights and a towel, and then this yoga mat out here with the kettlebell I put outside because that's where I plan on putting the yoga mat later. Just putting up a little bit of extra artwork in here, and then I replaced the ceiling light with this one from, I believe that's from Restoration Workshop Kit. It's like a shop light, but I thought it looked nice in here. And then for the bedroom, I struggled a lot, like really a lot. I couldn't tell where I wanted to put the bed or the end tables. I struggled with what color wallpaper I wanted. It was extremely pink, which is not my go-to. I do like earthy pink tones, like peachy tones, but I don't know. I was having a moment, really wanted to use this dark purple and pink theme in here. So I tried my best, but we used the lamps from Growing Together and then this big fluffy rug from Lovestruck. And then I also pulled out the little ottoman with the blanket on it. And I tried to find the right swatch. I don't even know if that has a matching swatch. So I just picked the best one I could. Changed the wallpaper to this one with a lot of paneling, because it kind of dulled out the pink a little bit. And then the ceiling light, which I think came with Seasons, and a little picture from Strangerville up on the wall, just because, you know, it looks like what the outside of her home looks like. I thought it made a lot of sense. And then some more artwork from Dream Home Decorator because I didn't know what else to do with myself. I also didn't put a mirror in here, but I think it's okay because she has a mirror in the bathroom and your sim doesn't really need a bedroom mirror anyway. I figured the ottoman was more fun. Out here we are adding our desk and a big lovely rug from For Rent, and this is like the basement office space. So the desk I believe is from Lovestruck, and then the chair is from the Comfy Gamer Kit, and we have the most expensive base game computer, this big Strangerville clock thing. It's kind of like a rolling clock that you'd see at like a bar or something, but I just thought it was really fun, so I put it down here. Also provides some extra light. We also have a little selection of books on the desk that your sim can pull from instead of a bookshelf. And then there's a little desk lamp that I think came with the Bistro kit as well. And then the selection of pencils and pens in a cup, which I think is just necessary. A little Sims poster, because why not? And then there's an orange tree in a pot off to the corner. And then this light from Growing Together. And I did move the Strangerville rolling clock wall painting thing because I wanted to make room for another wall plant, and then I really enjoyed the selection of paintings from Businesses and Hobbies, so I put that over here instead, and I think that really rounds out the room quite nicely. And then outside I wanted to work on some of the landscaping, so I really enjoy these bright orange rocks, and I threw them everywhere, put in a lot of cacti, put in a lot of tall grass, and also like little clumps of the dry grass too. And I really also wanted to use these stepping stones from Riviera Retreat because they match perfectly. They came in many swatches, so they can match all of the different rocks and landscapes. And I hadn't used them yet in a desert setting, so I thought this would be nice. I got rid of those rectangular gray slabs that come with Get Together, and I substituted for these instead. And you also see the base game mailbox I used. It's not the bright white one, it's like the gray one. Out here on the back patio, there's just basically a slab of this flooring that came with the Grange mudroom kit, and then I threw in a bunch of tall grass, tried to replicate a lot of the plants from the front, put down a little grill that's the same like terracotta shade, and then a little bit of cabinetry out here, a little bit of countertop space for prepping food. And I also believe I add a pizza oven at some point. And there's also a patio table, obviously, for eating. And here's our yoga mat going in. I think I add some more countertop as well because I wanted space for an incense burner and also a radio, because when your sim is doing yoga, a lot of times to get them super duper focused, you can listen to Focus radio station and light the incense, and it will really help get them in the zone. They can build the wellness skill faster. So if that is your thing, then that is good to have all of those things together for you. So you have as many possibilities to build up that skill quickly as you can. I did widen the patio a little bit. I just wanted a tiny bit more space. It really just felt like it was a little cramped in there. So after I did that, it seemed to work out quite well. We also have some more agave plants and more of these kind of like big bushy bushes and like the gold tones and kind of the drier looking plants. And then of course more rocks. I really love these flowers too, this little selection of wildflowers. This comes in the debug and live edit menu of Strangerville, and they work really well. They look very similar to the ones from Horse Ranch, only I think the ones from Horse Ranch have a slightly different shade. I think they're more of a yellow versus a purple flower. And I think also the greenery is a different shade of green. And then I also have some mesquite trees, some more cactuses, some more of these bunches of flowers out front. I really like the prickly pear cactus, so I had to throw that out there too. And then I decided to just add a little bit of darker dirt terrain paint underneath certain areas. And as a little bit of a final touch, I wanted to make sure we had enough lighting outside. So there's, I believe, just 2 lights by the front door here. And then I put one by the trash can, and then in the back, I put one on either side of the exit or entry of the back patio space just to light it up enough. And that is it. And here is our sim. She's inside working on some programming on her computer just because I wanted to make sure that she could get around the space. You'll see I also painted the ceiling black, and that's the Home Chef Hustle floor tile that I used on the ceiling. Out here, she's practicing some yoga. You can see I have implemented the incense and radio technique. She is still very low level, so she's not very good at this, but we will not judge her because I only made her for this purpose to playtest this home, so she did just fine. And then up here, she is watching a movie on her big projection style TV, and I think it is so cool. It was really fun at night because the room definitely gets super dark, and that light doesn't give off much light. So this is it though. This is the outside of our home. It's very simple, but I think it's very warm and inviting if you enjoy the desert atmosphere. And yes, I did get the welcome wagon. They were all in fact possessed by the mother plant. So, there's that. If you download this, just, be warned. You don't have to put it in Strangerville. You can put it in Oasis Springs. But I appreciate you so much for stopping by here today. If you liked it, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check out these screenshots and let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.